All right. Shalom, shalom. Like to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Koloim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Bahakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who do well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that's scattered abroad, the Akim and the Aqua that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson is edifying. It's the brother Shawab Mamwan back at you with another lesson. Shabbat Shalom. And going into the title, all right? Interesting. Super Bowl update, all right? False flag incoming possibly, all right? And I came across this today on Instagram. Now, I wasn't too sure if it was actually real, but then I actually just Googled it right now, and it is absolutely real, okay? So, the post, let me just screenshot this real quick. All right. So the post that I'm about to show you on Instagram is basically stating, all right, that for the first time, let me see, hold on.
Yeah, someone sent this to me. Let's check it out. Okay.
Give me 1 second.
Ooh, missing Johnny Gosh.
Hold on. All right. So apparently it says this was a post on X.com, all right, by a Florentine Patriota Q, it has a Donald Trump little emblem on the corner, all right, and it says for the first time in history, the Super Bowl will be televised in every country in the world on February 8th, 2026. This has never happened before. Clearly, the EBS, which is the emergency broadcast system, is coming, and they want every country in the world to have access to the emergency broadcast system. Okay, so that can only mean that they might actually bring a false flag up. Okay, and like I said, I thought it was just a regular post. You know how Instagram is, social media, just be posting shit to post it. And I actually looked it up, and it says, yes, Super Bowl 60, February 8, 2026, is being broadcasted globally, reaching over 130 countries and territories. ESPN will distribute the game internationally with coverage in Latin America, Brazil, and Caribbean, sub-Saharan Africa, Australia, New Zealand, the Netherlands, Canada, and India. All right. And that's heavy, man, because this has never happened in the history of sports, basically. All right. And there's a reason why they want to bring this out globally. All right. Because they want everybody to see. All right. So there must be something very big. All right. That's going to happen. All right. Not saying it is. All right. That's why I put false flag incoming possibly. All right. Maybe it's just because they want to have this they want to broadcast Bad Bunny globally. You know, all this fagonometry that's about to happen. They're definitely about to bring out, hella witchcraft and sorcery through the little fagonometry they're about to bring out, all right, with this devil. So it could be that they want that globally, seen, all right. But again, we have to see what's going to play out through the spirit. All right, there might be a very big false flag, who knows, a bombing in a certain place, and they wanted to be televised, another, great shooting or something, and they wanted to be televised. Something might happen internationally, all right, and they want it to be televised, all right. So this is something that, like I said yesterday in the video I was doing about, the Super Bowl. It's something that we might not be into that shit. I ain't into no sports, but I always watch the Super Bowl just to see what they have. All right. And they always doing something wicked. Okay. So, this is 2026, man. It's a heavy year. All right. This is the rollout of, they want to roll out this NWO. All right. This technology. All right. We're on the verge of World War III. All right. Well, we're not even on the verge. We're in World War III. All right. People just don't know how to you know, interpret it, and people don't realize that we're in it and that it's here to stay. All right. But in order for America to completely be annihilated, all right, the MOTB has to be put in place first. OK, because there's a video going on around right now. As a matter of fact, I posted it up on my storyline. Let me see if I still got it on there. Give me 1 second. I think I do got it still. Yeah, so it says Jeffrey Epstein files leak World War III happening on Super Bowl Sunday, okay, February 8th, 2026. So the Epstein files is supposedly leaked this out, all right? But I have posted it won't happen yet because the MOTB has to be made mandatory first. What you're hearing is basically, you know, rumors of war, all right, wars and rumors of wars, all right, and that's it. We've been in that time, man. We've been in that time since Russia started the whole war with Ukraine, and that's been for going on for what, a year and a half, 2 years now, all right. So we've been in the midst of it. It's just going to intensify more and more, all right, as the days, as the days go by. Why? Because USA is in the midst of all this damn war, all right, and they pretty much want to be in every section of the world, waging war against all these other countries, all right, to the point where he even getting bold and he trying to get tough against these countries like Russia, China, that they know they can't even stand a chance against, all right. But the pride of thine heart has deceived thee at the end of the day, okay. So, you know, we got to just see what's gonna pop off through the spirit, all right. At the end of the day, we're not ignorant to Satan's devices, all right. And devices doesn't have to just mean, you know, actual electronics, all right. It also can mean just the plots and the schemes that this devil has, okay. Because he always has something, you know, conjuring up. He's always boiling something in the pot, all right, to stir, you know, madness upon the earth. And you know, these things don't happen unless the Lord allows it. All right. As a matter of fact, let me grab that. All right. This is First Esdras. Actually, I think it's Second Esdras 4:37. It might be the First Esdras though. Nah, it's the Second Esdras 4:37. It says, "By measure has he measured the time, and by number has he numbered the times, and he does not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled." All right. So things won't happen until, you know, the Lord fulfills, you know, what he wants. He does things in chronological order. All right. The Lord, you know, the Lord's ways is not our ways, man. He does things in his way. All right. So the Lord will not move on to the next measure until the one measure has been fulfilled. Okay. That's why we know that World War III is not going to completely pop off, okay, and today, all right, because that MOTB has not been made mandatory. Now, can that MOTB be made mandatory today? Hey, this is why you have to, you know, stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. The Lord can put the spirit on this devil to just come out nationally on TV and say that, you know, that all of a sudden this MOTB is about to be made mandatory. You know, that could be possible. That's going to be broadcasted. All right. But I don't think so yet. There's certain things that have to be played out. Okay. They might come and tell you on TV that, hey, the dollar is about to collapse. The dollar no more is worth anything, you know, and people just start going into a frenzy. And here it is. You're in the middle of fucking having dinner. All right. And celebrating the fucking Super Bowl with your friends, you know, being wicked as hell. All right. Thinking that this shit is actually still real because all of that shit is rigged anyway. You know, in the midst of Bad Bunny just performing, you know, you get that emergency broadcast system all of a sudden telling you, you know, men of 18 to 26 or women, hey, you got to go to war starting tomorrow. You know, you don't know what this devil's about to do, man. This devil is always just trying to bring something into play, all right, on his agenda. Okay, as a matter of fact, let me grab Psalms. All right, this is Psalm 64, and let's take it from 2. It says, "Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity." Yeah, and that's what they do. You know, they're always in their little secret consoles. All right. See, while we're always out here, while people out here living life, and people are caught up in the shenanigans, and people are just caught up with, what's going on with these ice cream agents, with all these different things that are pretty much overwhelming to society. All right. All you have is the secret society, pretty much, bringing in their secret consoles and doing things behind closed doors, man. All right. And, they're setting it up for their agenda, setting it up for the next move on the chessboard. All right. So that's why we stay prayed up, man. We hope that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai keeps us from the secret counsel of the wicked. Okay. That he keeps us away from the sword, So it says, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words. All right. And if they do come and broadcast something, it's going to be bitter words, man. It's going to be something that's going to piss the people off. All right. Again, remember, they're broadcasting this shit globally. So something's about to happen. Who knows what it is? Only the elect is on point with watching and you trying to read, through the spirit, what's going on. While the rest of the world, they're just thinking that is, this is the greatest thing. This is being made globally. It must be a very big Super Bowl. Niggas is putting all types of bets up right now and shit, but they don't understand that the judgment of the Lord is about to come upon this place. Right? It says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. Yeah. So they're always trying to, plot and scheme on the elect, all right, and on you jakes, even you 2/3, okay, even though you're not gonna make it into the, into the kingdom right now, because y'all niggas is wicked as hell, and you're gonna have to come through the loins of the elect, all right. There's still, you still are a jake, and you still are you are the most hated on planet Earth, okay. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the so-called Negroes, the top tribe, so they're the most hated out of all of them. Okay, that's why you guys get, pretty much the worst end of the stick on it. Okay, because Yahweh Shai was from Judah, from the tribe of Judah, from the southern kingdom. You see, but again, they're always trying to, shoot in secret at the perfect. All right, and that's going into the elect. Right, and then it says that they may encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? All right. So they encourage themselves in an evil manner. All right. Salakia, matter. All right. Everything they do has a wicked agenda behind it. Okay. It says they commune of laying snares privily. Yeah, that's what this devil's about, laying snares. He's always trying to catch you into his net. All right. As it tells you in Psalms 10 and 8, right? 9, it says, he lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He does catch the poor when he draweth him into his net. All right. And hey, what a beautiful time to catch the poor, right? To catch you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans on a day like this. All right. Where everybody's in the house. All right. Or if they're not in the house, they're all in a bar right now. Okay. Everybody all huddled up together for this whack-ass football shit, right? Seeing men just grabbing ass and throwing a pigskin around at that, okay? And everybody's, really into this. Even people that don't fucking watch sports be celebrating the day of the Super Bowl, man, because it's just popping somewhere, right? So these people, it's a perfect time to get something going, all right? While everybody's on their homes, while everybody's, together, conjured up together, all right, watching the stupid ass Super Bowl, all right. So it says he lieth in wait and secretly as a lion in his den, he lieth to wait to catch the poor. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He does catch the poor when he draweth him into his net, basically baiting them. All right, they're always putting a bait on the hook. All right, they're always trying to find a way to catch Jake slipping, to catch Jake doing something they don't need to be doing. Okay. And ultimately they give you these breaded circuses to keep you, all right, keep you away from in the know of who you are and who your power is. All right. And from turning to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, you see, because if they will broadcast this truth, right, Jake will be on top of it, man. All right, but because you know damn well they're contrary to the Bible, all right, you will never see anything like that in this world, you know, be brought out. They ain't gonna bring out righteousness. They're not gonna broadcast righteousness. They're not gonna hit you with the emergency broadcast system and tell you, hey, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shah is the word. All right, he's the true power. All right, we need to do better in society and in life. You know, they ain't gonna do none of that. All right, it's gonna be something to continually have you in wickedness. All right, it's gonna have you in, oh man, look at this, look what just happened. You know, it might very well be a false flag to make us even more distracted from what's about to happen. Okay, or they might not do nothing. And while we were watching the Super Bowl, they did a whole bunch of things under our noses, signing different type of executive orders, you know. And then let's just say 2 weeks down the line, something big happens, you see. But while we were all watching these stupid ass Super Bowl, all right, being entertained, all right, they were making power moves, man, because that's what the elite does. They constantly making power moves, you see. So let's go back to Psalms, the 64th chapter. Right, and 5, they encourage themselves in a evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. Okay, and again, you know, that's what they're constantly, you know, doing. They're conjuring evil and multiplying evil upon the earth. All right, let's jump to 8. It says, so they make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. All right, and that's what you see right now. You know, they're making their own tongue fall upon themselves by telling you, hey, this is going to be broadcasted, you know, worldwide, globally. Okay, for the first time in history. So it draws a lot of people into it, you know, and it could be, hey, it could be to draw them into, like I said, just to see Bad Bunny. He might come out with some straight fagonometry, like some off the top shit that you ain't never seen, you know? And that's why he wanted it globally, you know, to try to, you know, have the rest of these nations drink the wine of his fornication, man. That's what America's about. America wants everybody to be like America. America wants everybody to follow in the footsteps of America and bow down to America, you know? So, you know, we just got to watch what's about to happen at the end of the day. You know, I ain't going to keep it long at all. I ain't going to be sitting here for an hour trying to talk about what the hell it could be or what it should be. All right. We just know that, hey, this is what they stated. All right. This is being televised for the first time in history worldwide in 130 countries, man. All right. And there's something that's sparking, you know, a brain cell there. Something's telling me, damn, that's interesting. Let's see what this devil's about to come out with. You know, so I will advise y'all to go check out the Super Bowl, stay on top of it just to see what happens. All right. This is when all these new commercials come out. OK, they bring a lot of new commercials out when it's the Super Bowl. You know, they bring out commercials that are fucking $6 million, $10 million worth for 2 minutes or a minute. OK, and they do that every year. So you might see a couple of commercials that are very subliminal. OK. But the Super Bowl itself is going to be subliminal, all right? And what's going to be at the halftime show is going to be subliminal for sure, all right? So stay on point, stay on guard with it, all right? Be prepared for anything, you know, to happen. And if it doesn't happen, all right, it doesn't mean that we're still not going to stay prepared every day for what's to come. And we know that Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is about to make shit happen upon the earth, okay? So I'm going to leave it there through the Spirit. Lord willing, you will edify. So with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kol Elohim La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ochakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone who rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Aquat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing, that the lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom. Keep fighting the good fight of faith, enduring as good soldiers of Yahweh Shai. Shalom.